Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? I need a sound check, please. Someone give me a sound check because I have no idea. Oh, you know what? Now I've started again, so... Give me a sound check, Mom. I see you up there. Tell me, can you hear? Tell me if you can hear. Yes. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. Okay, so here's the thing. You have this chaos with your kids. All of a sudden this chaos sets in and you've got an appointment to get to, or your child doesn't want to come in the house, or they don't want to get in the car, or you got to get home and you got to start cooking dinner because you've got people coming over. All these things set in all of a sudden. And the first thing that happens is we get stressed. It's an invitation. I call them emotional invitations. So your child moves into dysregulation, then you get an emotional invitation to move into dysregulation. And as soon as you do, you get bombarded with all these thoughts. Because remember, stress causes confused and distorted thinking, suppresses short-term memory. So you get bombarded with all these thoughts. And all of these thoughts, I want you to pay attention to these thoughts. All of these thoughts are fear-based. All of these thoughts are telling you how bad things are going to be. They're telling you how bad things are. They're telling you you're going to miss this appointment. You're going to get in trouble. Something bad's going to happen, and it just bombards you. And so your kid's yelling, flipping out, not doing what you want them to do, and you're getting this emotional invitation. Hey, what's up, cousin? You're getting this emotional invitation to get completely stressed out with all these bombarded thoughts. And your short-term memory gets shut down, so it gets suppressed. Well, then, here's the key. So then maybe another adult, maybe the other parent comes in and they get stressed out too. Now, everyone's yelling at the kid or throwing stuff, and, it just goes on and on and on. This happens all the time. I want to show you how to use your influence. The first thing you have to do, and your influence is your vibration. Your influence is your energy. The first thing you have to do is you have to calm yourself down. Calm yourself down. Because what you're doing, you do that by breathing. And you start to calm yourself down. You start calming your thoughts down. You start calming your amygdala down. Now, the best time to do this is when everyone else is acting nutty. Right? Because the initial reaction is for you to act nutty too. Even if it's just nutty thoughts. Even if you don't act outwardly, you just have nutty thoughts. You start calming yourself down while everyone else is acting nutty. This is where it gets good. And then the first thing you want to attend to is you want to attend to all those crazy thoughts. You start attending to all those crazy thoughts by just saying, is that true? If I miss my appointment, I'm going to get in trouble. Is that true? If I'm late to my appointment, I'm going to get in trouble. Is that true? If I spend the next 15 minutes tuned into my child, in relationship with my child, are we going to all miss dinner? Is that true? If I don't get my child in the front door right in this moment, something bad is going to happen. Is that true? So when you calm down and you start to calm down your amygdala, then you can start challenging all those fear-based thoughts. Because that's what they are. They're fear-based thoughts. It's confused and distorted thinking, and suppress your short-term memory suppressed. So the fear-based thoughts take over because the short-term memory is suppressed. So you start calming yourself down. You allow all the chaos to continue. One of the things that happens to us when we're stressed is we believe something bad's going to happen. And because we believe something bad's going to happen, we immediately try to take action to fix it. Don't do that. The immediate action you want to take is on calming yourself. Because when you calm yourself, you raise your vibration of influence. You increase your vibration of influence. And when you're able to do that, then you're able to start to create a vibration around everyone else. And when you start creating a vibration around everyone else, you start to have an impact on them, whether you realize it or not. So they all start to settle down. But here's the thing. I've got some hi guys. I've got some fans over there. So here's the thing. Your ability to calm yourself down helps your ability to think clearly, which allows all of those fear-based thoughts to start drifting away. Because here's where the rubber hits the road. When you can calm yourself down in that moment, you can say, what can I do to create more regulation for myself in this moment? This has nothing to do with your child. See, this is where people get confused. People get confused because they think when their child is misbehaving, the attention and focus needs to be on the child. That's the problem. When you place your attention and focus on your child in the midst of behavior, you are feeding your amygdala. See, that's where we go wrong. We go wrong because, see, that's what our amygdala does. Our amygdala causes us to focus on the threat. We've got to change that. You want to teach yourself, you want to train yourself, you want to condition yourself that when your child is acting outward, number one, you know they're stressed out. They're stressed out, they're regressed, they're in their trauma, they're tired, they're hungry, whatever it may be. You want to realize that it's an emotional invitation for you to go into your stress. That's the challenge. The challenge is, how do you find regulation in the midst of stress? Because ultimately, you're the one who wields the most power of influence in the dynamic. If you're just stressed out trying to control the situation or trying to suppress it or trying to manipulate it, you're not helping anything. You know, as an adult, especially when it comes to young children, but even when we get up in adolescence, you can threaten your children in all kinds of ways and fix a short-term situation. But what do you do the next time it shows up? See, when you can calm yourself down and you can wield the influence of your own vibration, first by conquering yourself, because that's who you're conquering initially, is yourself. You're gaining more control over yourself. You can't gain control over your child until you can gain control over yourself. So that becomes the initial challenge, and as you do it more and more, you get better and better at it. So your child has an episode, then you immediately go inward and start calming yourself down and start getting inwardly focused, just getting even, and then you start being able to allow all those fear-based thoughts to drift away. So you text the doctor or you call the doctor and you say, hey, I'm going to be late. And if I'm going to be much longer, I'll call and reschedule. You don't worry about food because you've got until, all night, forever. No one's going to die from starvation. You don't worry about your spouse because your spouse is an adult. Your only focus is being in relationship with your child in that moment, because in that moment when they've gone outside of their window of tolerance and they're in a state of dysregulation, you have a great opportunity for repair of whatever experience they've had in the past that's got them in the state that they're in right now. So when you can calm yourself down through breathing, through centering, through allowing those negative fear-based thoughts to go away, you all of a sudden get present with your child. You all of a sudden get positioned to be in relationship with them. In that place is where you help them heal. That place is where you help them work through their trauma. That place is where you divine a deeper understanding of what's going on with them. And see, fear moves so fast because that's what your amygdala does. It's just like poof, 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 pumping out cortisol, poof, poof, poof. Oxytocin moves really slow. Oxytocin moves through the brain really slow. That's why it's calming. It calms the anxiety. So you can support your oxytocin response by just slowing down. And then you just look at your child, and maybe you don't say anything, and maybe you just take a seat and you just stare at them. And they're just kind of spinning around, and you're just looking at them, and you might shake your head, or you might have to get up and give them some physical presence. See, you can give your child physical presence by getting up and moving, just taking their hand and redirecting them, moving their little body somewhere, and don't say a word. Don't say a word. Just use your physical presence. And just learn to navigate your energy and manipulate your own energy and wield your own energy to create that relationship dynamic. It's like a dance. It's like you're just dancing. Your child's in dysregulation. They're not thinking clearly. Their short-term memory's out of whack. They want a dance partner, but they're all out of beat, off sync, and out of tune. When you get yourself regulated, you start to create the energy. You start to create the vibration. You start to create the flow. And then you just dance with them. Dance with them. No words, just slowly. Sometimes you're just looking. You're just making eye contact. They go to pick something up that might break something. You just hop on up. Hop on up. Jump on over there. Put it down. Take it away. Whatever you do, no words. Physical presence. And that alone is going to start to create more regulation. That's how you wield your own influence. That's how you wield your own vibration. Influence is nothing more than vibration. So practice that. Practice not getting overwhelmed when your child is having an episode. Practice going inward and calming yourself. And then pay attention to how that ability to influence impacts the environment. Hope that's helpful. That was take 2. I think it was probably better. Remember, in any given situation, we always have 2 choices. We can get stressed out, we can move into action, and we can yell, and we can scream, and we can threaten, and we can try to force something to happen. We can be freaks because we're not going to show up at an appointment on time. We can be completely fear-based, scared and overwhelmed. Or we can stop, we can slow down. We can take some deep breaths. We can let all those fear-based, those fear-driven, fear-fueling thoughts just drift away. We can get really present, and we can remember that the only thing that matters in this moment, truly the only thing that matters in this moment, is love. That is the only thing that matters in this moment is love. Because the truth is, the next moment is not promised. I know that takes some effort, takes some practice. Give it a shot. Big Papa loves you and believes in you. I believe in you. And I feel like you are a superstar parent. Superstar parent. Hope you guys have a great night's rest. I hope you lay your heads down on that pillow and that bed just embraces you and you feel just like a sweet, loved baby. And you wake up in the morning refreshed, reinvigorated, re-energized, and most of all, restored and just made whole back into your loving self and ready to go at it again for another day. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.